Middle East is engulfed in conflict following Iran's declaration of war. Begin by providing a comprehensive historical context, including decades-long tensions between Iran and the West over nuclear ambitions, sanctions, and influence in the region. Explain Iran's foreign policy doctrine of exporting the Islamic Revolution and its long-standing support for regional allies through political, cultural, and military channels. Highlight previous conflicts and escalations, particularly the 2024-2025 Iran-Israel tensions, and show how these events set the stage for the current crisis. Describe the immediate trigger in 2026, focusing on coordinated airstrikes by the United States and Israel targeting Iranian military and nuclear sites, resulting in the death of Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei and other key officials. Analyze Iran's immediate retaliatory response with missile and drone strikes against Israel, U.S. military bases, and allied states in the Gulf, including Bahrain, UAE, Iraq, Kuwait, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and Turkey. Explain how these actions drew multiple actors into the conflict, turning a bilateral confrontation into a regional war. Discuss the role of Iran's proxy networks, such as Hezbollah in Lebanon, allied militias in Iraq and Syria, and Shia militias across the Gulf, in spreading the conflict beyond Iran's direct borders. Examine the strategic importance of the Strait of Hormuz and Iran's attempts to disrupt maritime trade routes, raising global economic stakes. Explore the consequences of Ali Khamenei's death, including the leadership vacuum, the rise of hardliners, and the consolidation of power under Mujtaba Khamenei, and how this intensified retaliatory strategies and limited diplomatic channels. Analyze the regional and global geopolitical dynamics, including the perspectives and responses of the United States, Israel, Arab Gulf states, China, and Russia, highlighting how international interests are entwined with the conflict. Examine the human cost, including civilian casualties, displaced populations, and protests against the war, as well as the environmental consequences of strikes on oil and industrial infrastructure, including pollution, toxic emissions, and long-term health hazards. Explore the ideological, strategic, and geopolitical factors that explain why the entire Middle East is burning, emphasizing the interplay of historical resentments, nuclear fears, regional rivalries, ideological export policies, fragile alliances, and hardline decision-making. Detail how cycles of retaliation, missile strikes, and counterstrikes have escalated the conflict and pulled previously neutral countries into hostilities. Assess potential pathways for de-escalation, evaluating diplomatic options, risks of continued escalation, and the role of international mediation in preventing a larger global crisis. Consider the implications of prolonged conflict for energy markets, economic stability, global alliances, and world security. Include analysis based on credible sources, recent events, and expert commentary to provide a comprehensive understanding of the causes, consequences, and future prospects of the 2026 Iran war and the regional conflagration. Conclude by synthesizing the historical, political, ideological, and strategic factors driving the conflict, emphasizing why the Middle East has become a theater of regional and global confrontation, and reflect on the urgent need for coordinated international efforts to prevent further devastation, loss of life, and destabilization in one of the world's most volatile regions.